Alright, hello everybody. I've washed these things, but I'm still going to do some compressed air and everything just to make sure all the dust is cleared. And what I'm doing too is if I do hold the paint palette, I'm going to hold it by these little these two peg things in between the mold, because I don't want my fingerprints on the product, because resin is really picky and it'll pick up all the stuff. So let me get this stuff blown out. Alright, got everything blown out. Now, what I did before is I measured the resin and the hardener together. So this time I'm going to mix them separately, and maybe that'll make all the difference, is mixing them separately instead of together like I did last time. Let me show. These are the first tin that I did. This one here is a freebie because it's got heavy damage on it, so it's going to be one pair of the eyes is going to be free just because of that. But I'm going to these you can get at the craft store. They're not very much, like $1, $1.50 or $2. They're not very much, but they have this nice measuring here, and I'm going to go up to the 1 ounce on both of these measures because it's a half and half mixture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the resin that's in this bottle here, and I'm going to slowly pour it because it tends to creep up on you pretty quickly. And I'm pouring it very slowly. I'm going to pour both slowly just so that it keeps the bubbles down. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to, after I stir it for 2 minutes, I'm going to leave it sit for 5 minutes, because last time I just poured it as soon as I stirred it, and I think that might have been something that I should have waited 5 minutes after I stirred it. But yeah, it's about an ounce right there. So cap the resin off here, and put the resin aside, and get our new cup here and get it on the outside here. And this one I'm going to pour slowly too, but this one is slightly thinner than the resin, so I have to be careful not to just splotch it out. So And that's about 1 ounce for the hardener too. So those are both, I can put those aside now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly pour in the hardener here. And you always want to do the hardener in. You don't want to do the resin because the resin is a thicker consistency, so it'll be really hard to get all of the resin out. So I always like to pour the hardener into the resin. And of course do it slowly into the resin. And what as you can see, I'm using the end of the of a art brush. I got a cheap set for like $5 at Craft Warehouse, and since I don't have any popsicle sticks, I just came up with this idea of just using the end of this cheapy brush that I don't care if it gets ruined because it's just a cheap brush. Okay, so I've got as much as the hardener as I can get out, and I'm just going to slowly stir this for 2 minutes. And I want to get underneath the and just going in circles and zigzags, and just to make sure I get everything mixed up really good. And I think for the 5-minute thing, I'm going to use my phone here to and set it for 5 minutes. But for this will take about 2 minutes, and it's been about a minute already since I've started stirring. Going on the outer side and then doing swirling in the middle, and then doing the zigzags. I mean, you don't have to do this elaborate, but I just want to make sure everything's nice and mixed. And what this is called is Easy Cast. I got it from Craft Warehouse. It was about $33 for that, which is not too bad for a resin casting. There is ones that you can spend hundreds of dollars on, but since I'm new, I thought I'd just get some basic resin, and it's probably about ready to set, or be set, so I'm gonna pull out my stirring stick here, and I'm going to set my phone here for 5 minutes, let it set, and then I'll pour it. So I'll show the ones that I kind of goofed up on. I say goofed up on because, well, they're not so sticky now, but the instructions said 12 to 72 hours, and I did them for 72 hours, and the tops of them were still sticky, so my fingerprints are all over these. And what I was going to do is I have some 1500 grit, and I was going to just lightly sand the flat surface here, and they're still kind of tacky, but they're not as bad as they were yesterday when I took them out. So I think they're about ready to be sanded. And yeah, kind of sucks about this one, but this very top of the dome area, it stuck down to the mold, so when it came out, it damaged really badly. That, I think it's a lot of bubbles too there, so, and it's still slightly tacky there, and this eye is severely tacky yet still, and I just left another fingerprint impression, but like I said, this one's going to be free.